lives are the sum of our choices. And we cannot escape the past. Ethan, this mission of yours is gonna cost you dearly.
The world is changing. Truth is vanishing. War is coming.
It's been a long time, friend. You've no idea the power I represent. It knows your story and how it ends.
Listen to me. The world's coming after you.
His fate is written. Shall we write yours too?
If anything happens to them, there's no place that I won't go to kill you. That is written.
Ethan, what's your objective? What's your ultimate objective?
Your life will always matter more to me than my own.
None of our lives can matter more than this mission.
I don't accept that.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. It's your boy Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World. And as you see on the screen, I have my review homie, Heather Hurt. How are you, Heather?
Apparently drenched. I don't know if you can hear that in my microphone, but it is raining cats and dogs out there. So.
Oh, no. Well, I'm thankfully enough really deep in the bowels of my home, my studio, so I don't hear the rain. Hopefully, we'll both stay dry. Our roofs won't cave in and we'll be good to go. But great to see you, homie. Let's go into something impossible and give our review for a film that's been out for a while. We apologize, y'all. We've been trying to give you so much other content, so please go check that out. But Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. We saw it. Didn't we see this one together?
No, this is one that we were supposed to go to, but something happened and you were limited on and they limited us on seats, and all of a sudden I couldn't go. And
okay, but I know the reason I think that is because I know John, your amazing husband over there, is a big Mission Impossible fan, and we spoke of that a little bit. So as we do, we've been switching up how we do reviews. What was your feeling when it was announced we're getting this Dead Reckoning Part 1, the lead up into this film? What was that for you?
With the last film, oh God, which was the last film? They're all the same.
Fallout. I don't know. Ghost Protocol. There's so many, and I don't even think I've seen them all, to be honest.
Oh, I've seen them all. I have seen them all, but my husband also, every time a new one comes out, and he really does it once a year anyway, but every time a new one comes out, he actually binges the entire series to catch up. And of course, this is technically part 2 of a three-part finale, but it's part 1 of the true finale. So when it came down to it, I'm honestly kind of ready for us to be done with this franchise. I'm saying that with all the love of the franchise. I'm just kind of ready for it to be done. So,
and why is that? Is it just exhaustion of the characters of Tom Cruise? What is exactly the exhaustion, if you will?
It's just time to hang up this franchise. There are many franchises where I would say, we've done it, we've been there, and let's move on to the next thing. This franchise has literally been going on for 35 years or something like that. Great movies, always a lot of fun, incredible characters. But it is so old that there are people who have no idea that this is not the first one. Like there are adults who have never even understood that this is far from the first one. So when your franchise is so old that you do not have fans that are true relations to the originals, and it's the same franchise, it's time to maybe hang up the hat.
I can understand that, and it could be confusing because I'm sure, like with this, it's been a while since I've seen them. I'm familiar, like you, of that. This not being the first one, there's been many, but it could be if this is their first introduction. It's so kind of like it kind of begs for you to know why some of these characters are so important, if you will, and why they mean so much to some of the other characters. So for me, I'll say for myself, it made me want to dive back in and do the rewatches. If you will. So I wouldn't say I'm tired of it yet, but I can completely understand the sentiments if I've been all about it and, and just, yeah. And, some of the characters are getting older. It's different. Not that there's nothing wrong with it. Let me not be an ageist, if you will.
No,
but
no.
There can be burnout. And why not kind of showcase other popular franchises that deserve time and equal measure, if you will, because they put a lot into these films. And man, I wish not even a lot of these indie films don't even have half the budget as that they get for this film. So I'd like to, I'm more than happy to give some of this money to other projects so that they could see the light and change and will blow our minds, if you will. So I feel that, Heather. All right. So we got into the film. We checked it out. We both checked it out. You weren't able to see it with me. Coming up out of it, let's get into these reviews, homie. For me, I guess I'll kick us off. I had a fun ride with it. Like I said earlier, it made me want to dive into seeing some of the other films again to just get reacquainted with the characters. I thought Haley Atwell was a standout performance from her. Love her as our Agent Carter. Being in a lot of those projects. Are also keeping it Marvel. Our Mantis, Palm Clemente. I'm probably brutalizing her name. She is also such a star in my eyes. Got to see her just be such a different character than we see as Mantis. And and just, Tom Cruise, although he has crazy theories and religions and all other kind of craziness, he is an actor's actor, an actor to watch. He can carry a film. And I had a fun time with it. How about you, Heather?
It was a lot of fun. It had some very important, one of the big things about Mission Impossible is there's always been a very timely message. Even though some of them are years and years apart, there are very clear relations to the modern day in every single story that is told. And this had a lot of it. Yes, was some of it kind of the government style conspiracy concepts? Yes, but it still plays on a very, very current conversation. It talks about the environment. It talks about what the future of war is going to look like. I don't know about you, but when they were talking about how war isn't going to be fought on the battlefields for land, it's going to be for resources because we are legitimately running out of certain things. Stop overfishing. We don't need that much shrimp. We don't need that much fish. It's okay. But it's one of those where the story was very timely. Every Mission Impossible film is fun. Are some better than others? Absolutely. Did we not have Henry Cavill, pumping up his guns this time? Absolutely not. But my husband said this is probably his second favorite of all of the Mission Impossible films, which is actually kind of crazy to me. But was it a fun film? Yes. Did I enjoy every second of it? Yes. Were there times where I'm like, why did this scene take 30 minutes when another scene only took 10 and I would have rather have seen 30 minutes for that scene instead? Yes. Am I excited about getting the second part of this? Absolutely.
Same. Totally echo those sentiments. So before we go, I have to ask, because there's so many cool sequences, what is your standout favorite action sequence throughout this whole film?
Standout favorite.
For me, it's the train.
So, the train stands out. I feel like the train is cheating because
cheating.
It's the scene. It is the scene.
That is true.
My favorite though is probably the scene on the way to the bridge. Sorry, I need to Google real quick. Rebecca Ferguson's character.
Okay.
Who Rebecca Ferguson, of course, plays his previous love interest, Isla. And when she is trying to get away, we're trying to see her win at something. She was a previous MI5 agent, but she still has part of that deeply embedded in her. She wants to protect people. She wants the greater good. So what does she do? What does she do? English. What does she? Never mind. Instead of going and saving herself, she picks up and gets herself killed in a very dramatic way, in a very systematic way, and it almost has a statement on how we are incredibly predictable. But her death was probably one of the heaviest in the franchise for me. But it was an incredible scene, from the back alley fight to the bridge itself.
Okay. I like that. Yeah. There's some great sequences all throughout, but yeah, I'm cheating with the train one. Okay. I like the airport stuff. That was cool too.
Okay. That's fair.
That was cool. But yeah, just overall cool film. I've got some ideas where I think the story is going. So actually I'm sorry. I have one more question. Where do you think it is going to go with a part 2? And I thought it was only a 1 and 2, but you're saying there's a 3. There's going to be 3 different films.
Well, no. So the last film, and my lips are really doing really bad with the makeup filters today.
No worries.
So this is technically number 1 of 2. This is Dead Reckoning Part 1, of course. It's in the title. And Dead Reckoning Part 2 is going to be the finale. That is Ethan's swan song. It is his final take. And that's where I think it's actually going to end. I think Ethan's story is going to officially end it's much like other characters of the 70s, 80s, and 90s that we are seeing get a story closed out on. We are going to see the death of Ethan because we need to see the death of Ethan. It needs a different story needs to be told. Atwell's character seems like she was kind of being placed in a position where if the franchise was to continue, we have a new version. Not like a 007 situation where we have someone to replace him. We just have a way that we could have a different character take over the franchise. But I do think that what we have is we have the end all be all. Ethan Hunt is going to die in part 2. When I said this is the 3rd, technically the last one with Henry Cavill, that was technically the lead into this story. So that was the prequel.
Got it. Okay. So we're predicting Ethan Hunt dying. Who do you think's behind everything? I have a feeling Ving Rhames is behind it all.
Me could be. I don't know.
Because just all the computer stuff. Anyway, I'm just throwing that out there. Let me know in the comments. That I was having this convo with somebody else that I watched it with, and who's also another fellow reviewer. And so I'm like, I bet you that's the wild herring that we don't know. There's got to be an inside betrayal. So I'm just putting that out there.
There could be, and the thing is that this is once again very timely. We talk about AI in both positives and negatives. One, AI cannot replace humans. They cannot. Please pay actors and writers. All AI is data. So it cannot create. So what we're going to see is, I think that we are going to see AI fail in the way that it is currently. We are seeing things like ChatGPT fail. Eventually data falls out because there's too much of it going in at once. And we're going to see the system fail.
I'm wondering if we're actually, that's another thing you just reminded me, because we are in a strike right now. Did they do both of them back to back? Because a lot of things are getting delayed because of the strike. Were they able to knock out both before we got into the strike?
I don't think they did them back to back. I do think that they were already in pre-production though.
Okay, because we're gonna probably not see this for another part 2. Is probably gonna be a while then.
I mean, it's Mission Impossible. Don't expect anything within 5 years.
All right, y'all. Well, there we go. We'll leave it at that. Heather, how can people talk all things Mission Impossible with you in the comments? Besides the comments. If
you want to reach out to me, so you can reach out to my husband about Tom Cruise films, message me at NerdIsAHeather on Twitter. I'm not saying the other thing. And at Heather is a Nerd on TikTok, Instagram, and Blue Sky.
All right. I'm still saying Twitter, TikTok, IG, Blue Sky, and of course here with Heather and the whole squad at the NRW and Animal News Wednesday. And going back to that, I meant to also say the Legend Kuya P. That's what I'm on all those things. So hit me up, me and Heather. I'm all messed up today. It's impossible today. I can't talk y'all, but I'm going to make it my mission. Let me know in the comments what you think below. If Ving Rhames is going to be the mastermind behind it all, I don't know. That's just my wild card throw out there. Anyway, we're out. Your boy Heather. Your girl Heather and your boy Kuya P. We out. I'm done. It's impossible, y'all. I'm out.
Gender is fake. It's fine.
Exactly. What's going on, world? It's your boy Kuya P, NRW Nerds Rule the World, and WTOP-FM Radio. Just got out of the press screening for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Fire, y'all. It's a thrill ride, y'all. Get your tickets. 2.5 hours, but it goes by so fast, man. And just like this man here does his own stunts, crazy beast. You're gonna want to check in on this, man. It's amazing. And man, I can't wait to see it again. It's fun. Gotta catch part 2. This is part 1 of part 2, and it's beast. Yo, just Tom kills it, man. Despite all the wildness that y'all probably hear in the news about the cat, this man knows how to put on a movie, and this joint is an adventure ride. Check it out. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Your boy Kuya P, Nerds Rule the World. Stay tuned for our full review, our full breakdown. All right, we out. Peace.